Hey, what's up guys? This is PokerXpress, and we are back with another episode of Poker Hands. Today, we're going to be taking a look over some amazing hands as the players flopped a monster and got a lot of action. Before getting into it, I would like to ask you guys to hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoy our videos, as your support is allowing us to continue posting videos on a daily basis.
He looks down at Pocket Kings. He's looking to close the gap.
All right, Nick Chivkoff, the truck driver, looks down at Jack 8. He's wearing his Team Pro patch there, you see.
Yeah, he's trying to drive it home tonight.
And now over to Jeff Fielder, your chip leader. He's just running well at this final table, playing well, running well, and he's having a good time, like Jeff Fielder always does. I think it has something to do with that Iowa mentality. The Iowa nice, ladies and gentlemen. We go to the flop. It's 8-5-4.
Baby flops the nuts. It's cheese, it's crackers, it's wine tonight over at Jeff's house. He checks it. Eric continues for 50,000. What's Jeff going to do? Is he going to slow play and just flat here, or is he going to raise? What do you think, James?
I think he slow plays. I think he just makes the call, acts like nothing happened, but he's going to raise it up.
He's not going to listen to you.
Well, that's why I'm up here in the booth. He knows what he's doing. We may both be from Iowa, but one of us knows a little bit more about poker, and I'm going to say Jeff Fielder.
Eric, it puts him in a little of a pickle here. You see him scratching his head because he does have to. He might not be worried exactly as straight, but, you know, his opponent could have flopped a set. So he just makes a call.
Let's go to the turn card now. The board pairs, that's the 4 of spades.
Right, and if your opponent keeps firing in here, and you've already represented an overpair, it smells of a full house.
Hands going in the trash.
When it's actually a straight.
So Eric makes the call. He said something there to Jeff. I didn't quite hear it, but let's go now to the river card. It's the 6 of clubs.
Now with a 4 to a straight out there. Maybe Eric gets away from this. Let's see how much Jeff bets.
I didn't have aces.
The bet was $320,000. You're right. The board a little more wet with that river card now, as you said.
God, that just hit you so much better than my hand, so you could bluff, I guess. Random trash, I guess.
Well, Eric, he couldn't let it go. Eric couldn't let it go.
Oh,
Look at him.
Hey, there's the jacket again.
The jacket's going back on. We might be off by the time we cut back, but the jacket's going back on. What a flop there for Jeff Fielder.
Speaking of action, Cam raising it up with the 8-7 of diamonds, $250,000 over to Ben Castle.
And Ben looks down at ace-5. The raise was to $250,000.
What is that card protector he has on top of his cards?
It looks like some kind of a lizard, a gecko of some sort. We'll have to ask him here in the break. It scares me a little bit.
He makes the call. Once again, these two going at it on margin. Cam with the multi-way hand, Ben with the ace.
And the flop is 9-6-5, couple of diamonds. What a flop there for Cam.
This is called flopping the World's Fair.
It is the World's Fair. You flop the straight, you got the diamonds, you got the straight flush, you got everything. Turn card is the 7 of hearts.
Now, I picked up a little tell on Cam there. Did you see his forcefulness in which he checked the flop? Almost like, I don't like it at all.
Right.
If the player could pick up on that extra force of negativity means he's actually strong. You can use that as leverage to know when you're in front or behind.
Well, he's going to like this. He's getting a call because when a player flops a hand like that or has holdings that develop into something like this, all you want is your opponent to have something. Please have something.
So I can get paid off, right?
Yeah. River card, 4 of spades. Ben's going to check. Cam's going to have to bet something. He's thinking, what can I bet here that Ben will either make the call or potentially come over the top?
Should be about $300,000, I would think. See, I think it's too big. Although it might, because of his check on the flop, Ben could put him on ace, king, or 2 big cards and pay this off. So I could be wrong here. Cam's bet sizing might be perfect.
So Ben, as you see, did pair his 5. Oh, wow. He's reaching for chips right now.
Is
Cam
he going to
loves
Value Town? Is
Cam
he getting the
loves
price?
this right now.
Is he paying the ticket to Value Town? He
did. He paid it off, and Ben said, good hand. That's all Ben can say. Good hand.
If you enjoy our videos and would like to see more, make sure to check out the links in the description. Also, make sure to comment below what you would like to see next, and we will work on your ideas as soon as possible.
Close enough.
6-8 of diamonds for Vu. Vu loves those gap suited connectors. Let's see what he does here.
That's the only yellow you have there, Daryl?
That's it.
And I think he's asking Daryl how many chips he has, because if he 3-bets, he doesn't want Daryl to somehow wake up with a hand, and he might be committed to calling Daryl's stack, but it looks like he wants to 3-bet here instead of just call.
I call.
He is going to opt to just call here. And that's going to invite Daryl into the pot.
Man, you can't steal my line. What's wrong with you?
Pop's going to fold.
You can't steal my line.
And the flop is 8, queen, 5, all clubs, which means Bruce has flopped a flush, the second nut flush, in fact. And I don't see this hand going on much further past this flop, as Vu only has second pair, no club, and Daryl has nothing.
Unfortunately for Bruce, not a lot for the other players to play with. Everyone's going to check around.
Bruce is going to slow play and just check behind. The turn is the 3 of clubs, and this is why I don't really like slow playing flop flushes multi-way, because although it looks like Vu's going to lead into Bruce here, he's a little bit handcuffed now because he's afraid of the ace of clubs, and he's not going to get much value because once Bruce calls Vu's bet, Vu might not fire again on the river.
265.
And Daryl is going to get it away. We're on to Bruce now. Of course, Bruce checking the flop kind of conceals that he flopped the flush here, so he got a little bit of action.
He does, because Vu decided to try to bluff in this spot, but at the same time, if anybody else had another club out there on the flop, they might have come along from the flop bet.
Sure. River is a jack of spades, insignificant jack of spades. Bruce with the second nuts here. Probably isn't going to go anywhere, no matter what Vu bets. And I agree with my co-host to the left here. The action is probably done in this hand. But as it's been proven many, many times over the years on the HPT, I am again wrong. And he is going to fire 390,000 on the river here. What's he trying to do with that bet, Maria?
I think he's trying to get Bruce off of like a 7 of clubs or a 9 of clubs here, but unfortunately for him, Bruce has the second nut flush, and he is going to call. That bet size just wouldn't do it for what Bruce has, and it's probably wouldn't have even done it if Bruce had the 10 of clubs.
You're a poker commentator. You wear hoodies and suits, not outfits like that.
And Carla wakes up with a monster here, pocket kings, and she's just going to flat call, sneaky, sneaky.
Jeff will fold, and so her heads up with Mike and Carla. Here comes the first flop of the night at Golden Gates Casino, and what a flop for Mike and his pair of sevens. He's now set up.
This could be bad news for Carla Sabini. Both players hiding their hands. They check.
So here comes the turn. The turn's a 5. Carla first act. She bets 225,000.
Music to Mike Harris's ears.
Mike started this final table with 4.2 million in chips.
Two of the big stacks going out of here. Carla with an overpair to the board, and Mike with a set. And Mike is going to pounce here. He's going to make it 600,000 to go. And Carla makes the quick call.
Now almost 3 million chips in this pot as we go to the river. And here comes the river. It is a 10. Carla first to act.
And Carla is going to come out swinging. She bets 400,000.
Fred, that's not coming out swinging. That's barely moving your foot in a step forward.
Well, she's baiting Mike into making a call. She doesn't realize he is lying in the weeds, hoping to pounce here. I see Mike making this $1 million easy.
8.
Almost. He min raises, makes it 800,000 to go.
Carla calls, and she is going to see that her pocket kings have lost to a set of sevens, and Mike is going to win a huge pot worth $3.34 million in chips. That's almost a double.
After eliminating Bob a few moments ago, Robert's second in chips, not far behind him, is going to raise it up to 80,000 with Queen Jack.
Over to Brian with King Queen of Hearts. Fred, that just makes your heart go pitter-pat, doesn't it?
I love the King Queen of Hearts. It's my hand. Brian just going to smooth call with it from the button.
Our new chip leader, Terry, folds. Mark will fold. And so we're heads up to the flop. And here we go. The flop is 9, King, 10, Rainbow.
Get ready for action. Robert has flopped the nuts. Brian has got top pair and a gut shot straight draw.
Robert's betting 125,000. Action is going to be back to Brian.
This could get ugly for Brian here. He told us earlier one of his biggest accomplishments in life is bouncing back from being broke. Question is, can he avoid going broke on this hand? He's just going to call the 125 from Robert.
And here comes the turn. It's a 5 of spades. Robert first acts and is going to slow down. He will check.
Oh, Robert trying to set a trap here. He know that Brian called him on the flop. He must have something. Hoping he fires on the turn.
If you are Brian, do you, or do you wait to see what happens on the river?
With that kind of a texture on the board, I think he's going to try to get paid or get him off the hand, one or the other.
250,000 is the bet from Brian. And now that decision is back on Robert. Do I smooth call him, or do I raise him to let him know what's what?
Robert wants an inventory of Brian's stack. There's no question in my mind that Brian believes he has the best hand here with that 250,000 chip bet on the turn. That's a very small bet, screaming for a call. He's getting what he wants. Robert is all in. Brian makes the quick call, and he's going to find out he's drawing to a chop.
So Brian cannot win this hand, but Fred, he can chop with a jack on the river. It is a 10, and that's going to do it. Brian?
He's going to go ahead and raise it up. Going to go to 85,000 with his ace-10 of hearts. Joey folds, as does Tom. Alan's getting out of the way, and now to the button we go. And Greg, he's going to fold. Now just to the blinds. Matt's going to fold from the small. Action now on Stan Jablonski. This is his 7th final table, and he's looking for his first victory here tonight. He's in the big blind, looks down at 9-6 of hearts. And Stan's going to go ahead and make the call here in the big blind. A little defending, Robert.
Yes, I like this. Already in for 40,000. Why not 45 more?
Ace-10 versus 9-6, and look at this Jack-5 trade. They're all hearts. This could be disaster for Stan Jablonski.
I'll tell you what, they both flopped the flush. You don't see this happen very often, James.
You really don't. Stan's going to check, as does John. John loves every second of this.
And they're both actually slow playing this.
Turn card now, the 8 of hearts. This could save Stan some money, but he does have a straight flush draw.
7 of hearts, that's what he needs. That's his only out.
Both players check, and it's another heart. It's the 4 of hearts, Robert.
Wow, there's an awful lot of hearts on this board. I'll tell you what, James.
Almost all of them, my friend. And now Stan's thinking about making a bet. He is going to do just that. You bet 75,000.
I suspect we're going to see a raise here from John. He's just trying to think, how much can I get paid off?
Stan's one of the nice guys at the table. Talks to the players. Always has a good time. It's always great to see him and Connie at the events. And those are raising chips. Just see how much he's going to put in the middle here. And he's going to raise now to 215,000, and that's an easy fold for Stan Jablonski. So the first hand of the night is going to go to John Lawson. He owns a restaurant in Omaha, Nebraska. Played college hoops. Plans to invest.